Hey guys, the Comps here. Welcome to our next installment in the Brew series. So last week we did a Tech Druid, which wasn't anything too crazy, although it was a little bit innovative. This week we're going to do something a lot more crazy, and we are going to play some Malygod Hunter. So let's go ahead and talk about the deck, and then I will play some games for you guys. So the idea here is kind of the way that Malygos Shaman or Warlock works, where you use Thaurissan to reduce Malygos, and you have a bunch of spells like Arcane Shot, Quick Shot, Kill Command, even Explosive Trap. They deal a lot of damage once you have Malygos out, and you can just sort of OTK them. The cool thing here is that Hunter has one of the best draw engines in the game with Coatmaster plus Unleash or Buzzard plus Unleash. Um, and also the deck can function just as a face hunter deck if we need it to, if we don't end up drawing the combo. So I'll go ahead and talk about some of the card choices here, and then we'll play some games. So we have 2 times Hunter's Mark. This is actually really cool because when you're going off with like Buzzard Unleash or Cultmaster Unleash, you're drawing a lot of cards, but Hunter does have limited mana. They don't have like Innervates or Preps like Rogue or Druid would. So you do have a limited amount of mana, and since Hunter's Mark costs 0, you can use it as you're chaining draws, so you can sort of chain Hunter's Marks into killing their big creatures with just Hounds, and then draw even more cards off Cult Master. So it's just sort of a free card that you get to play when you're going off with one of your draw engines. We then have 2 Arcane Shot. It's fine by itself. A lot of just face hunter or mid-range hunter decks don't play this card anymore, but since it's really good with Malygos and fine by itself, we are playing 2 of them. Playing 2 Web Spinner just to have a 1-drop. Web Spinner's played in a lot of hunter decks. It's good with Juggler. It's good with Buzzard, and it could potentially get us a second Buzzard if we want it. It's a 1/1, so it dies to a lot of things, so it's good with Cult Master. Just a solid 1-drop here. We have 2 times Explosive Trap. We don't want to lose to aggro, so 2 Explosive Traps definitely helps for stall aggro decks. Additionally, if we do ever get to live the dream with Malygos, it's pretty sick because it deals 7 damage to everything. So it's like Flame Strike, but better. Then we have 2 Quick Shot. Again, it's good because it refills our hand if we're that low, although hopefully we usually have a lot of cards in our hand, and then it combos with Malygos. It's also just a Dark Bomb, so, or a Frost Bolt, so we can kill our opponent's creatures with it if we have to. We have 2 Haunted Creeper. Good with Juggler, and it's also good with Cult Master and Buzzard. Just again, solid 2-drop Beast. And this is just a lot of this is going to be the core of like a face hunter deck. We then have 2 Juggler because again it's good with Unleash. And the deck's very synergistic because all our draw mechanics also work with all our aggressive creatures, which also works with Malygos. We have 2 Scientists to get us our explosive traps and help our bow, and Scientist is just a really good value minion. We then have 2 Bows just to get some of that more of that face damage in. And one thing about this deck is that since like in a lot of Malygos decks, you have to Alex them or you have to just deal 30 damage from hand. Since we're playing Hunter, we have the Hunter hero power, we have a lot of early aggressive creatures that we're using as our draw engine. We actually only have to maybe hit them with 1 or 2 Malygos spells to kill them a lot of the time, if they're not dead already. So we have 2 Bow to kill opposing creatures and deal face damage. We have 2 Animal Companion, again, solid Beast, usually gets Huffer, which is going to do a lot of damage to our opponent, and no matter what it gets, it's always going to be solid. Leok's actually pretty good in this deck with Unleash and Cult Master, because again, a lot of the time we're going for huge unleashes and things of that nature, so gets us a beast, pretty solid. Double Kill Command, again, this is played in almost every Hunter deck because it deals a lot of damage with the beasts, etc., but it's also good with Malygos, just like all our other spells are. We then have 2 times Unleash, which we're using as our main draw mechanic in conjunction with Cult Master and Starving Buzzard. We have a Loatheb just to deny our opponent from doing any shenanigans the turn before we're going to go off. We have one of Starving Buzzard because just the 2 Cult Masters wasn't enough. Since Buzzard got nerfed, Cult Master is probably a better draw mechanic because Buzzard does cost 5, so it costs 8 to go off unless we get our Thaurissan to go off. But we do have a 1 of just because we want to draw a lot of cards. We then have Thaurissan because again we're trying to draw a lot of cards and reduce everything to go off with Malygos. But Thaurissan's actually fine. I might experiment with Thaurissan just in a mid-range or face hunter type deck, although the draw mechanic is kind of necessary, just because it gives you insane lethals. Like you can Eagle Horn, Unleash, Double Kill Command all in one turn after like 1 Thaurissan activation, which is really crazy. You get some insane lethals with this deck. But again, the main purpose here is to reduce the cost on Malygos and some of our spells. Finally, we have Malygos, which gives us spell damage plus 5, and lets all our spell damage cards, which we have 8 of if you count Explosive Trap, do lots of damage and kill our opponent. So that's the deck. I've tested it a little bit. Has around like a 50% win rate in Legends so far. I probably haven't played a huge number of games to get an accurate sample size. It's definitely not a tier 1 deck, but it's really fun, and I think a lot of new decks are worth testing, which is kind of the whole point of the series. So let's go ahead and play some games and see how it goes.